I welcome each and every one of you to questions and answers time with Daniel Hayford. Today, we will explore the section A of a series of questions which are intended to test your understanding of the concepts, principles, and the application of ecology, with emphasis on the environment, population dynamics, ecological interactions, and impact of human activities on ecosystems, and so on and so forth. We will remember to read the instruction of each session carefully and to answer the questions to the best of our ability and in line with the part 1 to 3 of the Daniel Hayford's lecture series on the theme, an overview of the environment, ecological systems or ecosystems, and the third of ecology as we know it today. Let's move on to the section A. It's about true or false questions. Our instruction. Remember, I have indicated earlier on that one of the key things you should consider is to read the instruction carefully before you proceed to answer the question. So let's read the instruction. It is determine or indicate whether each of the following statements is true or false. Determine or indicate. I think I'll revise the instruction to read determine and indicate. Determine and indicate whether each of the following statements is true or false. And I will answer the questions on the, let's say, question paper, or on the screen, and you are supposed to really answer before I do. We will be answering about 110 questions in this session, about 110 questions in just one sitting. So let's go on. The number 1 reads, an organism's reproductive capacity is directly proportional to population size. An organism's reproductive capacity is directly proportional to population size. And then there is a formula in the bracket. G, capital G is equal to small r n. Capital G is equal to small r times capital N. So is this statement true or false? The formula, for example, is giving you a clue. If you understand what the variables, what the letters represent. The G, capital G, represents the population growth rate. The small r represents an organism's inherent reproductive capacity, and the capital N represents the population size. Mathematically, the formula here suggests that the population growth rate is directly proportional to the population size. When we consider the organism's inherent reproductive capacity as our constant. And so if that is the case, then the statement here is false, because based on the formula, we can rather say that the population growth rate is directly proportional to the population size and not the organism's reproductive capacity. And then again, if we base on the formula alone, we can afford to say that to get the organism's inherent capacity R, we would have to divide both sides of the formula of the equation sign with capital N. And so eventually this N here will cancel the one that will be below 8. But the G here will have capital N below 8, which will remain. And therefore, our formula will become R equal to capital J over capital N. In that case, then you realize that the R will be inversely proportional to the capital N, which is the population size. And so our statement here is false, or the statement here is false. So an organism's reproductive capacity is not directly proportional to population size or the population size. Now, the next question, it is simple. The water domain of the environment is also called hydrosphere. The water domain of the environment is also called hydrosphere. Is it true or false? What is your answer? Write your answer down before, or mention your answer before I proceed to do mine. Mine is that the statement is true. The statement is true. There are three major domains of the environment. They are gaseous, liquid, and water. The gaseous is what we refer to as the atmosphere. The water, we refer to it as hydrosphere, and the solid, we refer to it as lithosphere. So it means that the statement here is true. The water domain of the environment is also called hydrosphere. These three domains, remember, meet at an interface where life has been discovered or where life occurs. And that domain, we refer to it, or that interface of the three major domains, we refer to that one as biosphere. Now, the next question is asking something about the biosphere, or it's about something related to the biosphere. The biosphere encompasses plants and animals only. Is this statement true or false? The biosphere encompasses plants and animals only. This statement is false. Is false. Because the biosphere is not made up of only plants and animals. It's made up of organisms which belong to the other kingdoms of life. So, fungi, for example, are also here. We have the bacteria, archaea, and so on and so forth. Now, the fourth question number 4. The biosphere includes biotic and abiotic components. The biosphere includes biotic and abiotic components. Is this true or false? This is true. This is true. The biotic here has to do with the living component, and then the abiotic has to do with non-living components. In other words, the biosphere is made up of living and non-living components. The same thing applies to the environment. The environment is made up of living and non-living components. The ecosystem is made up of living and non-living components. Then their interactions, and then ecology is made up of components, the living and non-living. So the living, we refer to that one as biotic, and the non-living, we refer to it as abiotic. Now, the question number 5, the biotic environment is a potential source of habitat. Is this one true or false? The biotic environment is a potential source of habitat. The answer here is true. The biotic environment. As we speak, it is possible that some organism is about to maybe colonize another organism, in which case that organism will become its habitat. We have bacteria, let's say the Ecology, for example, naturally in our body, inside our body, they provide us with vitamins A, and then probably also aids in the process of digestion. Now, let's see what happens. They inhabit us, they live inside us. Of course, the association is mutualistic. So, our body is now a habitat for Ecology. And so we can afford to say that the biotic environment is a potential source of habitat. As time goes on, more and more organisms will be adapting to living inside a living organism. Sometimes some organisms may be in animals only, okay, but the time is coming when they may be able to live inside human beings. Of course, both human beings are part of the animal kingdom, but generally we refer to the other lower animals as animals. As though human beings, we are not part, but truly we are part of the kingdom, Animalia. And so we can have some other living organisms which we adapt in such a way that they will be living inside us. Sometimes they may even cause harm to us. So the biotic environment is a potential source of habitat. Now, observation is key in ecological studies. Yes, observation is key in ecological studies. So the statement is true. Observation is key in ecological studies. In ecological studies, we observe, for example, you can observe organisms living in their own territories. You can observe organisms trying to encroach the territories of other organisms, the ranges of other organisms. And you realize that there can be competition, there can be fights between those organisms. Organisms do fight or do protect their territories. And ecologists may observe all that. When you're using the quadrats, for example, for survey, when you launch your quadrats, you move into observe and count the various species of, let's say, plants that you will find in the quadrats. So observation is key in ecological studies. Question number 7. Members of the same species need no competition among themselves. Members of the same species. We have interspecific competition and intraspecific competition. The intra has to do with members of the same species. So it means that question number 7 is, the statement is false, because we have intraspecific competition and we have interspecific competition. So the intra is between organisms of the same species, or is among organisms of the same species, whereas the inter is between organisms of different species. Now, question number 8. Space is an ecological resource. Yes, space. So space could be land, for example. So land is an ecological resource. The other ecological resources may be light, meat, and so on and so forth. So question number 8 is true. Space is an ecological resource. What about question number 9? Mammals exhibit a survivorship curve that assumes a concave shape. Mammals exhibit a survivorship curve that assumes a concave shape. Is this statement true or false? This statement is false. The kind of survival-shaped curve that mammals assume is convex. It's convex. Remember, mammals exhibit the type 1, the type 1 of the survival-shaped curve. Now, question number 10. Many marine fish show a concave survival-shaped curve. Yes, many marine fish do that. So this statement is true. And they demonstrate or exhibit the type 3. So this is concave type, while that of mammals is convex. Now, type 2 survivorship curve is extreme in nature. What is your answer for question number 11? Question number 11. The answer should be false in the sense that the type 2 survivorship curve, we say it is moderate in nature. We use the word moderate. So the word extreme here make the sentence false, or the statement false. Now, question number 12. Survivorship curve type 4 exists and looks more like type 2. Survivorship curve type 4 exists and looks more like type 2. Is this statement true or false? Yes, what is your answer? Your answer. It is true. True. Question number 11. Human beings can afford to live in isolation with reference to other living things. Human beings can afford to live in isolation with reference to other living things. Is this statement true or false? Question number 13 is false. Human beings, we cannot afford to live in isolation. The reason is that we actually need the other living organisms for so many things. For example, we need plants to do photosynthesis so we can get oxygen to breathe. That's why it is said that when the last plant dies, the last human being will follow. So we need some organisms to help us with oxygen. We feed on other organisms. We feed on life, on other organisms. So we can't live in isolation. We can't say that we will destroy all organisms in the world, and because we are a dominant group, we are going to live on Earth alone. No, we can't do that. Question number 14. Population growth rates are constant for most populations. Population growth rates are constant for most populations. Is this true or false? This statement is false. What is your reason for this? What's your reason for this? To reflect and give your reason why you think the statement is truly false, or if you think otherwise, let us know or let me know. Now, question number 15. Natural life history is shaped by evolution. Natural life history is shaped by evolution. Is this true or false? We will say it is false. The natural life history is shaped by natural selection. Natural life history is shaped by natural selection. Now, question number 16. Most species exhibit K-selected life history. Most species exhibit K-selected life history. Is this statement true or false? Most species exhibit. Question number 16. It is false. It is false. What is your reason for this? false. You need to reflect and come up with your reason. Because in some exams, you may be asked to explain your reason for indicating true or false. In another module, in another session, we'll try and tackle some of these questions and answer it the best way we can. You know, some will only frame the sentence, but sometimes you may have to offer more explanation than that. And then again, you should know that sometimes when you indicate true or false and it is right, you get 1 mark. And when you are able to explain it properly, you get 2 points. 2 points, or sometimes can even be more. Now, question number 17. The case selected life history is characterized by parental care. Is this statement true or false? It is true. The case life history is characterized by parental care. Now, question number 18. Population ecology is applied in malaria vector control. This one too is true. The malaria control experts really make use of information which is generated through population ecology to plan and implement malaria control programs. Now, question number 19. Question number 19. The selected life history traits are found in populations characterized by reproduction of offspring in predictable environment. Is this statement true or false? This is false. So what is your reason for this? You need to be able to explain why it is false. We would want to go on to indicate indicate true or false as we've been asked to indicate. In this module, we are not explaining, even though I've tried to explain some of the questions. Now, question number 20. The environment of a living thing is exclusively made up of its biotic components. The environment of a living thing is exclusively made up of its biotic components. Is it true or false? The statement is false. The statement is false. If you remember what I indicated earlier about the component of the environment, then you realize that it's not made up of only its biotic environment. Now, human activities can be understood in isolation from other forms of life. Is this statement true or false? Human activities can be understood in isolation from other forms of life. In actual fact, human activities, let me say that the human life itself, the existence of the human beings, is actually intertwined with other living organisms. And human activities have major impact on other living organisms. And so we cannot look at human activities in isolation from other living organisms. We should look at them together. And each and every one of us needs to be mindful of his or her activities and make sure that whatever we do, will ensure the well-being of other forms of life, because our very existence is intertwined with this. So question number 21 is, the statement is false. The statement is false. Anyway, sometimes I forget and I explain. Sometimes you don't have to forget and do what you're not supposed to do in an examination. You don't have to do that. This one is because sometimes I remember certain things we are supposed to talk about. That's why I indicated to you. You can see that I'm not writing them down. So make sure you don't explain when you are not supposed to explain. And make sure you explain when you are supposed to explain. Sometimes I've seen that some students don't read the instructions, that they are familiar with true or false questions, so they just answer true or false and lose marks. Don't be that kind of student. Question number 22. The environment consists of 3 main domains: gaseous, liquid, and solid. This statement, number 22, is true. I think I have already indicated that one. Was talked about such a thing already. There was a question that relates to this one. Now, question number 23. The biosphere is a life-bearing layer at the interface of air, water, and land on Earth's surface. The biosphere is a life-bearing layer at the interface. I think I've also explained this one already. It is true. The statement is true. The biosphere is the life-bearing layer at the interface of air, water, and land on Earth's surface. Now, question number 24. Question number 24. Question number 24. The sun is not a significant source of energy for sustaining the biosphere. This statement is false. The sun is the major source, the primary source. So the statement is false. Question number 25. Ecology and bionomics are terms referring to the same field of study. This one too is true. Remember, ecology will be referred to as bionomics or environmental biology, and so on and so forth. So they are synonymous. They are synonyms. 25 is true. Question number 26. Question number 26. The biotic environment includes non-living components such as minerals and water. This statement, what do you think is the answer? Question number 26. It is false. It is false. The biotic environment does not include non-living components such as minerals and water. It includes living components. Now, question number 27. Population density is unaffected by the number of individuals in a given area. Is this statement true or false? It is false. It is false. In other words, population density is affected by the number of individuals in a given area. Question number 28. Survivorship curves reflect species differences in reproduction and mortality rate. Is this statement true or false? This is a true statement. So survivorship curves reflect species differences in reproduction and mortality rate. Now, question number 29. Exponential growth in a population occurs when growth is limited. Is this true or false? This statement is start with F. False. So exponential growth in a population occurs when growth is unlimited. Now, question number 30. Question number 30. The environment of a living organism can be broadly defined as its surroundings. The environment of a living organism can be broadly defined as its surroundings. Is this statement true or false? This is true. It's true. The environment can be broadly defined as the surroundings. So our environment is broadly defined as our surroundings, things that surround us. They could be other human beings, or they could be non-living organisms, the light, the air, the wind, the relative humidity, the temperature, the soil, and so on and so forth. Number 31, humans can exist in isolation from other forms of life. This one, we know that it is false. I think there was a similar question like that. So it is false. Question number 31 is false. Question number 32. The biosphere is made up of living and non-living components. This one, based on what you've said so far, you can afford to say it is true. Now, ecology is the study of living organisms and their interactions with each other. So question number 33, what do you think should be the answer? Ecology is the study of living organisms and their interactions with each other. This is not a full definition for ecology, so we say it is false. It is false. Half truth is no truth. Because ecology is the study of living organisms and their interactions with each other and with the environment, or the physical environment. Yeah, physical environment. So question number 31, an ecologist studies the relationship between living things and their non-living environment. So question number 34, this one you can afford to say it is true. Okay. So an ecologist studies the relationship between living organisms or living things and their non-living component or the non-living environment. Now, question number 35. Question number 35. Question number 35. It says, all populations have a clumped dispersion pattern. All populations have, oh, my battery is low. All right, so all populations have a clumped dispersion pattern. So this statement, is it true or false? Number 35. It is false. It is false. We have random form of dispersion pattern. We have uniform type. So it's not all populations which have dispersion pattern. Some are a population may become, the expression of a population may become, may be random, it may be uniform. And question number 36. Question number 36. Survival curve type 2 shows high mortality at the early stages of life. Survival curve type 2 shows high mortality at the early stages of life. Is this one true or false? 36. It is false. It is false. Survival curve type 2 does not show high mortality at the early stage of life. So what does it show? Reflect and note down your answer. Question number 37. Exponential growth refers to a population with a constant growth rate. 37. Is this one true or false? It is false. It's false. Question number 38. The carrying capacity refers to the maximum number of individuals an environment can support indefinitely. So the carrying capacity refers to the maximum number of individuals an environment can support indefinitely. So if it cannot, then what happens? The environment can sustain so every environment has its carrying capacity, the maximum number of organisms that it can really support. Number 30, so the number 38, we will say it is true. It is true. Then question number 39. He selected life history traits are associated with producing many offspring that grew fast. His selected life history traits are associated with producing many offspring that grew fast. Is this true or false? Question number 39. is false. It is false. Question number 40. The world's human population is expected to reach 11.2 billion by 2100 and 2100. Yeah, 2100. So I take it again. The world's human population is expected to reach 11.2 billion by 2100, the year 2100. So this statement is true. That is the estimation by some of the authorities. That is what some authorities have estimated. Question number 41. Demographic transition is the shift from low birth and death rates to high birth and death rates. Is this statement true? This statement is false. False. Demographic transition is the shift from low birth and death rates to high birth and death rates. Is false. And question number 42. Let's move to question number 42. An ecological footprint measures how much waste a person or nation produces. Is this true or false? Number 42. Yes, it is false. It is false. It is false. Now, number 43. A habitat is the specific environment where an organism lives. Is it true or false? Question number 43. It is true. It is true. Now, question number 44. Photosynthesis is the process by which animals convert oxygen into energy. This is false. Animals do not undergo photosynthesis. All green plants do. Even plants, it's not every plant that is capable of doing photosynthesis. But all green plants do photosynthesize. Now, for question number 45. A biotic community refers to a community of living organisms. Is this true or false? Question number 45. A biotic community refers to a community of living organisms. This one is true. Then a community can contain two populations of the same species. Is this true? Is false. Statement is false. The community cannot contain two populations of the same species. Now, question number 47. Changes in one population will cause changes in others within a community. Changes in one population will cause changes in others within a community. Is this one true or false? This is false. No, this is not false. It's true. Sorry. Changes in one population of organism will really cause changes in others within the community. Now, 48. 48. The Amstead campus community includes various plant species. The Amstead campus community includes various plant species. Is it true? Yes, when you go to the Amstead here, the Akantanapia Menka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development. When you come here, you realize that the campus community includes various plant populations, making the environment very good. That is why those of you who are not yet here, I respectfully invite you to get your application forms and come and be with us. Question number 49. Question number 49. Question number 49. A forest community includes bird species, deer, and fungi. This statement is true. This statement is true. Sorry. Now, community ecology is the study of the functioning and organization of biological communities. Community ecology is the study of the functioning and organization of biological communities. Question number 50. This statement is true. This statement is true. 51. Biomes are used to divide community ecology. Biomes are used to divide community ecology. Is this true or false? It is true. It is true. Biomes are used. But not only biomes. So what other thing do you think can be used to divide community ecology? Is it habitat or something else? You can indicate your answer in the comment section. Question number 52. An organism's habitat is the place where it is usually found. It is true. It's true. Now, question number 53. Ecological nature refers to the role and position a living thing plays in its community. Ecological nature refers to the role and position a living thing plays in its community. All right. Let's see. What if this one comes here and this one goes there? So, because here we are not testing English, we are testing the ecological knowledge or awareness of the knowledge of ecology. So ecological nature refers to the position and role a living thing plays in its community. So is this statement true or false? It is true. It's true. Because we occupy a position and we play a role. It's true. Yes. Now question 54. Intraspecific interactions are interactions between individuals of the same species. 54. Is it true or false? It is true. I have actually talked about this earlier on. Now, 55. Competition can occur when a shared resource is limited. Is it true or false? 55. It is true. Competition can occur when a shared resource is limited. Now, question number 56. The competitive exclusion principle states that no two species can indefinitely occupy the same niche. Yes, so is it true or false? The answer is true. The answer is true. Now, resource partitioning leads to increased niche specialization. Is it true or false? It is true. It's true. Resource partitioning leads to increased niche specialization. Now, question number 58. Herbivory does not lead to adaptation in plant species. Is this one true or false? It is false. Instead, herbivory leads to adaptation in plant species. 59. Co-evolution refers to the mutual influence on the evolution of two interacting species. Co-evolution refers to the mutual influence on the evolution of two interacting species. Is this one true or false? It is true. Question number 59 is true. The statement is true. Now, predation influences predator-prey interactions in terms of food availability. Is this one true? Yes, it is true. Predation influences predator-prey interactions in terms of food availability. Now, population cycles have predictable patterns of change. Population cycles have predictable patterns of change. 61. Is it true or false? 61. It is true. Now, 62. Bartesian mimicry occurs when one species has warning coloration but no defense. This one is also true. It's true. Bartesian mimicry is such that one species has warning coloration but no defense, or the type, it doesn't have the type of defense that the organism it mimics has. Yeah. So Bartesian mimicry occurs when one species has warning coloration but lacks the defense of the organism that it mimics. Question number 63. Mullerian mimicry involves two species within this. I beg your pardon. Mullerian mimicry involves two species with the same warning coloration and defense. Yes. What is your answer for number 63? It is true. It's true. Mullerian mimicry involves two species with the same warning coloration and defense. Now, 64. Symbiosis includes parasitism, mutualism, and commensalism. This statement is true. Symbiosis includes parasitism, mutualism, and commensalism. 65. Question number 65. Mutualistic interactions do not develop from antagonistic interactions. This statement is false. The reverse is true. Mutualistic interactions develops, oh no, beg your pardon. Mutualistic interactions develop from antagonistic relationships. It is plural, so it must not be developed, but rather develop. So mutualistic interactions develop from antagonistic interactions. Now, question number 66. Question number 66. Pollinators versus plants to maximize pollination for the plants. This statement is false. You know, the reason why a pollinator will visit the plant is not to maximize pollination for the plant, but to do what? To secure for itself nectar. Nectar. Yes, it is true that in the process it will affect pollination, but that is not the objective. The objective is to go and get for itself sweet, nutritious, delicious nectar. Now, question number 67. Mutualism occurs when selfish activities of species profit each other. Yes, so can you associate mutualism with selfishness? The truth is that no living organism is absolutely altruistic in nature. In other ways, organisms in mutualistic relationships are not necessarily there because of the other organism, but because of what they can get. The only good side is that the activities of both species profit each other. So the statement here, which is 67, is true. 67 is true. 68. Trophic structure can be represented by a food chain. This one is true. Trophic structure can be represented by a food chain. You know, food chain is one of the food models. The other one is food web. So question 69 is asking, food chains interact to form food webs. Is it true or false? Question number 69. It is true. It is true. So food chain is a simpler model. Food web is more complex. Which of them is more realistic, or which of them is common in nature, and which one is rare in nature? You can leave your answer as a comment. You can leave your answer as a comment. Now, question number 70. Species composition is defined as the different species in a community. Species composition is defined as the different species in a community. Is this one true or false? This statement is true. Species composition is defined as different species in a community. Now, species diversity includes relative abundance and species richness. Is this statement true? Question number 71. Yes, this statement is true. Species diversity includes relative abundance and species richness. Relative abundance and species richness. 72. Keystone species have a low impact on diversity due to their low abundance. Keystone species have a low impact on diversity due to their low abundance. Is this one true? No, this one is false. The statement is false. Now, 73. The removal of a keystone species results in lower species diversity. Is it true or false? Question number 73. It is true. True. The removal of a keystone species results in lower species diversity. Now, question number 74. Community ecology does not deal with factors affecting the stability of communities. 74. Community ecology does not deal with factors affecting the stability of community. This one is false. And so the reverse is true. Community ecology deals with factors affecting the stability of communities. Question number 75. Question number 75. A biological community only includes animals and plants. This one is a false statement. This is a false statement that the teacher has made. So a biological community does not include only plants and animals. The next is 76. Ecological association is triggered by ecological disturbance. 76. This statement is true. You know, ecological association occurs after a disturbance has taken place. What are some of the disturbances that can take place in a community or in an ecological system? You can leave your answer as a comment. Some of the ecological succession, some of the disturbances that you can find, in your community or in any ecological system. Apart from, let's say, flooding, which other ones can you mention? Now, or can you write, can you indicate? Leave your answer as comment. Now, question number 77. Primary succession can occur on newly exposed rocks without soil. Primary succession can occur on newly exposed rocks without soil. Is this one true or false? Question number 77. It is true. It is true. Now, secondary succession begins with the formation of soil. This statement 78 is also true. So you have to compare and contrast primary and secondary succession. Leave your answer as comment on this video. The climax community is the initial community formed after succession begins. Is this one true or false? 79. This statement is false. This statement is false. What is your explanation? You have to try and give your explanation. You can leave your explanation as a comment. Question number 80. Energy flow in an ecosystem is unidirectional. Is this one true or false? Question number 80. It is true. Remember, we say energy flows in chemical ray cycles. And you can decide to do an explanation, give an explanation to this statement as a comment. Energy flows and chemicals ray cycle or chemical cycle. Explain. Now, question number 81. Heterotrophs can produce their own food through photosynthesis. Heterotrophs. This statement is false. It is autotrophs that can produce their own food. The 10% rule refers to the energy available. I beg your pardon. The 10% rule refers to the energy available at each trophic level being 10% of the previous level. Is this statement true or false? It is true. It is true. Now, a food web is a simple linear sequence of organisms eating and feeding and being eaten. So a food web is a simple linear sequence of organisms eating and being eaten. This statement is false. This statement is false. Probably to go for food chain, not food web. So it is false. Now, phosphorus is a limiting nutrient in many ecosystems. This one is true. And you need to be able to explain this one. You can leave your answer as a comment. Question number 85. Nitrogen fixation is the process by which plants convert nitrogen gas into usable compounds. Nitrogen fixation is the process by which plants convert nitrogen gas into usable compounds. Is this statement true or false? This statement is false. The conversion of atmospheric nitrogen to usable compounds begins with the activity of bacteria. They will convert atmospheric nitrogen, or nitrogen gas to ammonium. Then plants will pick the ammonium and convert the ammonium into nitrates. Then other living organisms can enjoy nitrates. And then eventually the nitrogen will be restored through activities of bacteria again. So question number 8 says ecosystem services are not essential to human well-being. Is this one true or false? This one is false. This statement is false. So what are the ecosystem services? Leave your answer on this video as a comment, and then let us know why we say that they are essential to the well-being of human beings. Then 87, carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere have no impact on global warming. This statement is also false. Carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere have impact on global warming. Now the next one is it decomposers play a crucial role in chemical recycling in ecosystems. Decomposers play a crucial role in chemical recycling in ecosystems. Is this statement true or false? 88. It is true. It's true. It's true. Now question 89. Question number 89. All ecosystems have a climax community that remains stable indefinitely. Is this statement true or false? It is false. It is false. It is false. Question number 90. Primary production sets the energy budget for ecosystems. Is it true? Yes, it is true. It is true. Primary production sets the energy budget for ecosystems. Question number 91. A food chain refers to the sequence of transfers of matter and energy in an ecosystem. A food chain refers to the sequence of transfers of matter and energy in an ecosystem. Is this one true or false? It is true. It's true. Now the next one is acid deposition occurs when nitrogen oxides combine with water vapor and return to the earth. This statement is also true. It's true. Acid deposition. occurs when nitrogen oxides combine with water vapor and return to the earth. What is the significance of acid deposition? You can leave your answer as a comment. Great then. Then human activities can alter the nitrogen cycle. Is it true? Is it true? Yes, it is true. Human activities can alter the nitrogen cycle. For example, we use fertilizers around the world, okay? And then some of the fertilizers, we refer to them as NPK. NPK, the N over there is actually nitrogen. As we use fertilizers, we get nitrogen into the environment, and that can actually change or influence the nitrogen cycle in some way. Now, question number 94. Question number 94. Ecosystems do not include, beg your pardon, ecosystems do not include abiotic factors like temperature and soil. What is your answer? It is false. In other words, ecosystems include abiotic factors like temperature, soil, relative humidity, and so on and so forth. Question number 95. A primary succession starts on areas of bare rock, but a secondary one starts at the grass stage. A primary succession starts on areas of bare rock, but a secondary one starts at the grass stage. This statement is ecologically true. Ecologically speaking, this statement is true. Now, all of the most pressing problems in human affairs are to a great degree ecological in nature. This one is false. Is false. And what makes it false is the word all. If probably we say some of the most pressing problems in human affairs are to a great degree ecological in nature, then that one would be right. Now, question number 97. Biomass or living organic matter is reduced at each trophic level. This statement is true. Biomass or living organic matter is reduced at each trophic level, each feeding level. Now, question number 98. Human activities are better understood when they are viewed in concert with other life forms which exist in plants, animal, fungi, and other kingdoms of life. Let me read it again. Human activities are better understood when they are viewed in concert with other forms of life which exist in animal, plants, fungi, and other kingdoms of life. This is a true statement. This is a true statement. Question number 99. Niche includes all biotic and abiotic interactions as an organism meets its needs for survival. This is a true statement that the teacher here has made. This is true. Now, question number 100. Niche partitioning enables species to gain ground and compete in an ever-increasing manner. This statement is false. Niche partitioning will rather reduce competition. Question number 101. The teacher is getting tired anyway, but we have to continue. We have about 10 more questions to go. So it is good you've really stayed in tune up till now. We'll wrap up very soon with just 10 more questions. Niche specialization occurs between species if and only if they are not coexisting in nature. This statement is false. Niche specialization occurs between species and when they coexist, rather. So the word not coexisting makes it false. Organisms of different species interact among themselves and with the physical environment. organisms of different species interact among themselves and with the physical environment. Is this one true or false? It is true. It is true. Now, question number 103. Part of the terrestrial ecological system is sustained by the sun, the primary source of energy. This statement is false. In the terrestrial world, it's not just part of the ecological system which is sustained by the sun. All of the terrestrial ecosystem is sustained by the sun. Now, 104. Population constitutes the basic unit of life in the realm of ecosystem. This one is also false. So what is the basic unit of ecology? Leave your answer as a comment. And what is the basic unit of life? One, you should be able to say it is the cell. The cell. Now, question number 105. Primary succession is said to be I beg your pardon. Primary succession is said to be primary in nature as it takes shorter time than secondary one. This statement is false. Primary succession takes thousands of years. It takes longer time than secondary succession. It can take. It doesn't mean that all primary succession take thousands of years. No. So, but it can take thousands of years. Or in other words, primary succession takes longer time to occur than secondary succession. Question number 6. Some living things form relationship with other living things, whereas other living things do not form relationship due to the concept of introversion. This statement is false. All living things form relationships. All living things form relationships. The biosphere can be said to consist of a living system which is made up of the animal, plant, and other kingdoms, and non-living components, including minerals and water. The question 107. It is true. It is true. So the biosphere can be said to consist of a living system which is made up of the animal, plant, and other kingdoms, and non-living components, including minerals and water. The interest of humans naturally lies primarily in the environment of humans due to the fact that with proper management of resources, human beings can exist in isolation. This statement is false. False. You have to think of explanation to that. It is false. Now, question 109. The structure and function of the biosphere basically depend on the exchange of matter and energy which occurs periodically among the land surface, water bodies, and atmosphere. Those statements, the structure and function of the biosphere basically depend on the exchange of matter and energy which occurs periodically among the land, the surface, water bodies, and atmosphere is false. Why? Why is it false? The word periodically makes it false. It has been constantly or something like that. And question number 110. Ecology is the true branch of biology which covers all living things except microbes. This statement is false. False. Ecology deals with all living organisms and their interactions. So it means that the statement is false. Microbe, for example, maybe living organisms. Okay, it is not all microbes that are actually living organisms. But microorganisms, you know, there are microorganisms which are part of the living organisms which are explored by the ecologists. They may be hermits, they may be bacteria, they may be fungi, and so on and so forth. All too soon, we have come to the end of our exploration of 110 true or false questions. See you again in another session where we'll be looking at other questions, maybe matching or let's say ABCD kind of questions and things like that. Bye.